afternoon, folks. Big Bo with RVs with Big Bo in Parkway RV Center. Got a smaller Class A we're going to review today. It's a Saturday, pretty busy out here. But we're going to review this 2008 Itasca Sunstar. The model number is a 30B, and this is a sister brand to the Winnebago Vista, kind of like what's next to it, except this one's a couple years newer. This is the smallest Sunstar they build. This is the 31 feet 11 inches, or excuse me, 30 feet 11 inches, so under 31 feet. Has a super slide. This particular one's only got 39,000 miles. I know this is kind of the entry-level stuff, but still the Winnebago, guys. You've got the one-piece seamless fiberglass roof. You've got the 80% of the parts on this coach were built by Winnebago. So you know that you can always get replacement parts, or at least a majority of them, from the factory, even though it's an 08 model. So, built on a Ford F53 chassis. It's got the 6.8 liter Triton V10 with 362 horsepower. In this small a motorhome, this thing will take you down the road faster than you'd ever want to take a vehicle this size. Got the 5-speed torque shift transmission, which is Ford's version of an Allison. 4 kW Onan generator running right now, powering everything up inside. Got good tires. Outside looks great. Got a few little crow's feet and a couple of the stripes. You know, nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, that's above average condition for a 14-year-old motorhome. Pretty nice too, and it's all original. Nobody's messed with it. Does have a 5,000 pound hitch on the back, rated for 5,000 pounds. It's got the hydraulic leveling jacks. Generator fires right up, runs good. Got this unit for $42,900, and NADA on this thing was like 51,000 and change, if I remember right. And that's just adjusting for the mileage, not adding for any options. Let me pop that up real quick. Be right back. All right, so I'm quite a bit under what I should be selling it for, which, I mean, heck, that's why you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that's why people travel from all over the country to buy from us, because of deals just like this. A few little stickers on here. Looks like they spent some time in Florida. Definitely been there a bunch. Ormond Beach. Let's look inside. Does have the 6-gallon DSI water heater. Obviously got the furnace. Now, we just got it in, so this has not been cleaned yet, washed, or cleaned on the inside. I'm short-handed on cleaning help, so I've only got one person doing interior cleaning right now, and she is up to her eyeballs in RVs right now. So, as you can imagine, with the many of these things that I've got coming in. So, but it will be cleaned up here soon. But for just coming in, it's pretty clean. Yeah, it may need to be vacuumed, a couple spots in the carpet cleaned up a little bit, but it's all original. 39,155 miles. Got backup camera, all that good stuff. Fuel level's getting a little low, so I turned the motor off, but so that way the generator will run, because it gets down to about a quarter tank, it will cut the generator off. Windshields look good. Dash looks good, no smoke or pet odors. And no mold or mildew odors either. Got the crowned fiberglass roof. That's one of the strongest in the industry. I do have to put a grid right there at the air conditioner. It does have a 15,000 BTU ducted roof, or lock that door, keep anybody from coming in. I just noticed it too. There's the grid for it. I'll snap that back in, or get one of my guys to after the video. Don't worry about that. I just noticed that underneath that table. It does have a table booth and a sleeper sofa that make beds. So this little 31-foot motorhome does sleep 6 people. And of course, it's a Winnebago, guys. Itasca's built by Winnebago. And you do have Of course, they're patented glaze on all their cabinets. You know, they actually have a patent for this. They've been doing this, putting this glaze, this protectant glaze on all their hardwood cabinets for, well over 50 years. In fact, you can look at a Winnebago from the 70s and even the 80s and even the 1970s. And the cabinets may be an outdated color, but they look just as good as the cabinets in these 2008s. And I think a lot of it's that glaze. And, you know, Winnebago was the first RV manufacturer to build their own frames in-house. So, you know, what most RV manufacturers do is they'll take the Ford chassis and they'll buy a aftermarket frame to put on top of it to build the motorhome around. When I'm talking frame, I mean the ceiling, the floor, the walls. And most of the time, that's how Lippert Components got as big as they did, is they produced majority of the frames for RVs. So used to, you'd have the same frame in like a Fleetwood Flare as you would a Coachman Murata or a Gulfstream Sun Voyager, etc., etc. And basically, the RV manufacturers had to design the motorhome around the available frame. Winnebago wasn't happy with the consistency of the quality of the frames. You know, they'd be missing welds, not strong enough where they needed to be or where they wanted them to be stronger, and vice versa. So they were actually the first manufacturer to actually build their own frames in-house. So the frame is designed around the motorhome, if that makes sense, instead of the vice versa. The frame is this frame on this one is just for a 2008 Sunstar 30B or a Vista 30B, which is the exact same motorhome, and nothing else. So it's strong, it's rigid. You get less sway going down the road with the Winnebago product, and you get less squeaks and rattles too on a Winnebago product, just for that simple fact the slide outs fit a lot tighter too. Matter of fact, for those of you who currently own a Winnebago, I've owned 2 of them, do not put hardwood floors in them, especially in this era, because the slide outs were so tight that if you put the room out and installed hardwood floors, when you bring that slide out room in, it's going to scratch both sides of those hardwood floors every time you bring it in and out and tear them up. That's why you have to have carpet in them, or maybe linoleum, I'm not sure. But I don't, you know, this is right in the era that you really can't put hardwood floors in a Winnebago. That being said, you might adjust your slide out to where it doesn't do that, but then you might create a place for it to leak too. So keep that in mind. Anything you do to modify an existing factory system the way it's built from the factory may have a positive as well as a negative effect. So that's the only thing about that. You can adjust the slide up a little bit, but it's gonna leave a gap in the bottom. Anyway, headliner looks great, no stains in it, which you hardly ever see a fiberglass roof leak on a Winnebago. 3-burner stovetop, 2 double basin sink. Somebody has added, this is actually ceramic, somebody actually installed that in, so it kind of lightened it up a little bit. You do have an oven that doesn't look like it's ever been cooked on. Just like, look at these stove eyes, guys. They're not even discolored. Nothing baked on them. I mean, this stove looks like it came out of a 2021 model. Just a regular microwave. Does have a Norcold RV refrigerator freezer. This is a 6 cubic foot. Like I said, this is an entry level. Clean. Of course, we guarantee it to get cold. And this is just how it came in. We haven't cleaned it yet. And it does work. I've had it on for a little while out here. Freezer is getting cold in the back. So 99% of the time when the top works, the bottom does. It just takes it several hours to circulate down to the bottom from the top. And you plug an RV refrigerator up, you can tell in about an hour, hour and a half when the freezer starts getting cold. And the refrigerator is going to take about 6 to 8 hours to get to operating temp. What we got here? Pantry or storage, whatever you want to use it for. A good deep. You know, it's an entry-level model, guys. Good solid wood cabinets and cabinet doors. This isn't that particle board crap. You've got, of course, your slide out system, master switch. This is your heat and air, 15,000 BTU, just a single unit, which is all you need for this. Got the original bed spread, looks great. Looks like they put a bigger TV back here. There's a remote to it. It's on a swivel mount, so you can adjust it however you want. And closets, you can see 2008 30B Sunstar. And I am going to show the bathroom, guys. I did that really nice, and I feel bad because I did that wind sport last night, and I forgot to show the bathroom, and I apologize for that, guys. Of course, once they're published, I really can't go back and redo them. So, but if you do have pictures on the website of the bathroom on that particular one if you want to see it. So I apologize to everybody that noticed that on the last video. Bathroom on this, guys, looks good. I mean, like I said, it's an entry-level model, plastic toilet, no Corian countertops, but it's still going to do what you need it to do. I mean, it's going to go out and camp and get you in the outdoors or whatever you're into about camping, and it'll do everything the higher end ones will do, just with a few less luxury amenities. So, but it's still got what you need where it counts. Shower. Somebody's painted the walls in here because it probably got bleached yellow from the sun over the years, and that's why, and of course, why they didn't paint the shower pan in this corner piece. Well, who knows? People do strange things. But it looks fine, and of course, that doesn't hurt a fiberglass roof either. I mean, to leave it out in the elements, that's why people go for fiberglass over TPO or rubber roof or any of that. And these newer roofs, the rubber roofs, actually work great and they last a long time. But back then, unless somebody took extremely good care of it, obviously a fiberglass roof is going to be what you want to buy, or metal. Anyway, guys, this unit's $42,900. Will trade, and if you are interested in it, pick up the phone, give us a call. 706-965-7929. Financing is available with approved credit, and we do take trade-ins. We offer nationwide delivery for $1.50 a loaded mile. And that's half price what everybody else wants. This thing, you saw the book value, this thing's a great buy. Get on RV Trader, you're going to see this thing is one of the lowest priced ones in the country. And these smaller ones are really popular right now, guys. This is perfect size for state parks, older campgrounds. This is smaller than a lot of the Class B or Class C's out there. Heck, the way these Class B's are getting bigger and bigger every year, it wouldn't surprise me if one day this will be smaller than a Class B, but but it is smaller than a lot of the Class C's as far as length. I love driving these Class A's. They have such great visibility, and I know it kind of messes up a lot of people because you sit up taller. But I like sitting up tall when I'm driving, so that doesn't bother me in the least bit. Oh, it does have a TV up here too. I forgot to show you. So TV right across from the sofa. Great place to see it. Anyway, $42,900, haggle-free firm. Like all of our used RVs, we do guarantee the slide out to work in and out like it's supposed to. We guarantee the refrigerator, freezer to get to operating temp. We guarantee the roof air to get to operating temp. We guarantee the generator to run and put out electricity like it should. And of course, we guarantee this thing to ride and drive down the road like it should. All that's included for $42,900. Now, everything else is sold as is, guys. We do winterize the units. Well, at least for the next week or two. After that, after March, you'll probably stop winterizing them, because by then here in the South, there's no point in it. And we everything else sold as is. So spend some time in it, inspect it yourself, see what works, what doesn't before deciding to buy it. Third-party inspection services are always welcome, but $42,900, we can't fix anything but those systems that I mentioned, just because, and honestly, I've already checked those systems out for you. everything's good. So anyway, if you got questions about that, and if you want a full retail inspection, guys, you have to pay full retail for it, $51,000 and change. And I'll be more than happy to do a full retail inspection. But you know, the way I figure it, you're saving $8-9 grand off retail price. I can't imagine even spending a tenth of that in any repairs this thing might need. I mean, everything on it is clean. It's in good shape. It'll be look a lot cleaner once my cleaning crew gets, or cleaning person gets in here right now. But we got some new people starting hopefully next week to help with that. But that's just something that we have a hard time keeping around here. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. This one is $42.9 while it lasts. If you're interested, give us a call, 706-965-7929. Financing available with approved credit and down payment. And like I said, we take trade-ins, nationwide delivery available. We charge no extra fees. You know, you go to these other dealerships, they may advertise a certain price, but they don't tell you about potentially thousands of dollars in fees that they charge on top of that. Our prices are plus applicable sales tax. That's it. Easy, simple, done, haggle-free, firm. Doesn't matter how you pay for it, how far you come to buy it. Everywhere else, or not everywhere else, but most dealers, especially the big corporate dealers and the franchise dealers, guys, you know, bigger isn't better in the RV business. The bigger the place, the more the overhead, the higher the prices. The same RV at a big RV dealership be $10,000 higher or more, because they've got that much more overhead and advertising cost. I mean, you go to a dealership that sponsors college football games and NASCAR races and has 200 locations nationwide and employees, thousands and thousands of people they got to pay every week. Guys, their overhead is astronomical compared to a mom and pop independent dealer like us. So their prices have got to, their overhead has to, their markup has to be more to cover their overhead. You know, guys, we don't have, I mean, we got maybe 15 people here that work. We've been in business 54 years. Everything we own's paid for. We operate off our own money. We don't floor plan our inventory. We don't, you know, do home equity lines and all that stuff. We operate off our own cash. This allows us to have more buying power to get better deals, and we price our stuff by what we pay for it, not by what the book's worth. In other words, if I get a good deal, I pass it along to you, and you can obviously tell that from my prices, guys. You know, you compare, I'll take the Pepsi Challenge to just about any dealer out there. Nobody beats our prices, especially for how nice our RVs are. And the fact that we don't charge any extra fees that a lot of dealers do. Dock fees, prep fees, processing fees, happy camper fees, freight fees. I mean, they can add $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to the advertised price before they even start getting into sales tax. We don't do that here, guys. That's just because all those fees are 100% dealer profit. Refuse to pay them. New and used, walk out. Tell them if they can't include that with the price, and you'll just go somewhere else and buy. Enough people do that, maybe they'll quit it, because all it is a scam. It allows a dealership to advertise a lower price online so they can attract more buyers, but don't tell them about all those fees. And then when they don't tell them about it, you get ready to sign the dotted line. And that's how they make an extra few $1,000s in profit to make up for the price that they advertise. And not only that, guys, that's just the beginning of it. You finance an RV through an RV dealership, they make thousands of dollars on you that you're overpaying by thousands. Financing, for example. You think, all right, I go into a finance, I give them a credit app, they get me approved at a bank, do the paperwork, and I'm gone, and it doesn't cost me any more than going to a bank myself. Wrong. It does. Dealers, RV dealers, have partnerships with these big lenders that they use, big nationwide lenders, and that partnership and agreement lets them sell, in other words, lets them mark the interest rates up over what you actually got approved. Let's just say a bank approved you for, say, 6%. They're going to mark it up a point or two. In other words, they're going to mark it up to 6.95, 7.42. They're always going to put weird numbers on there. 8%, whatever. Whatever they think you'll pay is what they will mark it up to. And what happens is you overpay by financing. By in some cases thousands of dollars, depends on how much you finance and how long the terms are. And it's completely legal. The dealer keeps about 75-80% of that extra money on the finance, and the bank keeps a little bit enough of it to continue to let them do it. And you're overpaying when you just figure you know, $20 a month higher payment because they marked the rate up. You figure that over 120, 144 month RV loan. That's a chunk of change you're overpaying. Not only that, but here comes the upsells. And that's where you go into an RV dealership, you pick you out an RV, you work out the price, you go for the financing. Of course, they mark the interest rates up. They're already charging you thousands of dollars in profit that you're overpaying for on financing. But then here comes the upsells. And you always know when they're doing that because they're selling you on payment instead of the amount financed. Anytime a dealer is selling you on payment over amount financed, you know you're getting ripped off. You always want to look at the amount financed and the interest rate. You know, the payment will fall right in line with the amount you finance and the interest rate. You want to keep that amount financed as low as possible, because they're going to say, well, hey, for another $26 a month, we'll give you this extended 3-year or 4-year warranty. That what they'll tell you about is that you have to fight those warranty companies tooth and nails to pay any kind of claim. They're going to call everything pre-existing for the first year that you own it and not pay it. And they're going to do everything they can to keep from paying it. They don't tell you that stuff, because most of those warranties aren't, those extended aftermarket warranties aren't worth the paper they're written on. And of course, dealerships don't care about that. All they see is, hey, we're going to mark this warranty that cost us $800. Well, we're going to price it for $3,200 to the customer, even though it cost us $800. Big source of profit. Then they add it to the loan, and then they make points on the interest on the extra amount financed, because the more you finance, the more interest markup the dealership makes. In other words, you know, you finance an extra $20,000 in upsells, that's 20 more thousand they're going to make interest on, or extra interest on, if that makes sense. So, and then let's talk about gap insurance. If you need gap insurance, guys, call your auto insurance company. When you put your insurance on your motorhome and get gap insurance, it's 1/5 the price of what the dealer's going to charge you. Then they're going to say, well, hey, we're going to spray this stuff on the outside of your RV, Xylon or whatever they call it, that protects it. It doesn't, guys. Oh, it comes with a warranty is what the dealer will say. Read the fine print of that warranty. What that warranty says is if your RV starts fading or has damage from the sun, or start peeling after spraying that stuff, it's got a warranty. You know what that warranty will do? It won't pay to repair your coach. It just pays, they will respray that stuff that didn't protect it to begin with. Is all that warranty does. It resprays the product back on there. It doesn't, they won't paint your RV. They won't fix your stripes. It just reapplies the product. That's it. It's just a word game, guys. Warranty can be many things. So, and not always what you think it is, the word warranty. So you got to go into detail about that. And of course, they're going to charge you thousands of dollars for that and add it to your loan and all that. So they'll start giving you 3 or 4 different payments amounts with different services on it. Best thing you can do is either walk out or just tell them, hey, I don't want none of that crap. I just want to finance the RV. This is and pay as much money down as you can too, guys. I mean, you get most of that back in the future when you sell it or trade it. That's less you got to pay off. I just want a payment on that. Always don't go with the dealership until you check with your bank or credit union to see if what they can do as far as rates and terms. They might have a shorter term, but the interest rate's less, and the payment might be the same, and you're financing it for years less. So you got to keep your eyes open and on guard, guys, because these guys are trying to get money every chance they can. That's what I love about working here is we don't do any of that stuff, guys. You go through our finance department, they make no profit on financing. If the bank approves you at 5.99, you pay 5.99. We don't make a dime off of it. We don't have any upsells. We're not going to try to sell you extended warranties, and we're not going to try to sell you gap insurance. And I mean, if you want it, we'll tell you check with your auto insurance company, or that's something you just get on your own after the sale for cash and go from there. But I got to warn you, most of them ain't worth the flip. You want road service? Get it through your insurance company, your auto insurance company. Or better yet, I'm gonna tell you my experience with it from transporting. When you got cash money to give a tow truck driver, these independent tow truck places will not work. A lot of them will not work with road service companies. You call them and pay cash, they'll come out to you a whole lot faster and help you out more than calling one of these road service companies, and they'll spend hours just trying to find somebody that will accept their service that can work on an RV. It's fairly easy to find somebody. Anybody will come out for cash, but not all of them will come out for those road service because they don't want to fight them and pay and have to accept less money or a reduced rate, because that's what these road service companies do. They negotiate a lower road service fee, and a lot of these places don't want to do that. So that's why I'm not a big fan of road service companies. But if you do have to have it, get it through your insurance company. At least they can reimburse you some of the cost, and you just have to pay cash up front, and they can reimburse it to you later on. All right, guys, sorry I've been ranting. I hope I gave you some good advice. You know, I'm 25 years in this industry, and I've been an RV owner. I've been on both sides of that desk as a buyer and a seller. I've learned a lot of things, and I've worked for these big dealers, and I love working here because here's somebody that, this is a place that you can sell somebody a motorhome, and if you run into them 6 months later at a restaurant or whatever, you can say hi to them without worrying about them finding out how bad you got, you know, them being mad at you because they didn't realize how bad they got ripped off. Here, guys, you know, our customers come back. I mean, because they got such a good deal. We want you to come back, and we sell you one like we want you to come back. These big corporate dealers like Rip Off World, all they care about is maximizing profit anytime you buy an RV from them, and they don't care if you ever come back, because most people can after they realize how bad they got screwed, pardon my French. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and get this one on for today, and I will be back Monday with some more videos. If you got any questions, give us a call. This unit's 42.9, haggle-free firm, 706-965-7929. Thank y'all so much for watching. Smash me a thumb up if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you comment, share on social media. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, RVs with Big Bo. Feel free to like my Facebook page if you're on Facebook. You can actually message me through there. I don't sell RVs. I can't sell you one, but I can answer questions, give you advice, etc., etc. I've done anything and everything I think a single person can do in the RV industry, and own an RV as well. Thank you again for watching. Call before coming to look to make sure it's available, and please, guys, if you're coming a long distance, consider leaving a deposit. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.